Hello, I am Ringru.
And I'm Graham.
Here today, I have another 1v1 from Wargame, Bootcamp, Discord, Elite Tournament. We're in a Punjing Valley, and who is in the valley today, Graham?
So, the two guys jamming out today on the 21st of September, Rangru. We have pro-communists on the left, in the blue playing Dutch-German Mech. And on the right, we have the sexiest deck in the game, arguably, by Mick Demand, the Finpole Moto.
Yes, we got, two classic matchups here. Moto Gang, Mech Gang. Oh!
Bro, I thought about it. I didn't get to say it because I was too busy mentioning the 21st of September. But I was like, if there's not a fighter here for that Mi-17 transport with the CV, watch pro-communist shoot it down. And then it's exactly what he did.
Starfighter came in hot, like the controversy of it being introduced in the 60s, and blapped out like bugger. Straight out, like full-on assassination style.
Yeah, honestly, the Starfighter should have like a higher chance of random crits because it was such a shit plane.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just blowing up randomly in the game or, crashing and whatever. But either way, that one didn't do any of that. He actually caused the Mi-17 to crash by just his presence alone. And so now Nick is actually on the back foot here because they expected to be even, and now there's a nice little +2 going on for pro-communists. And Nick's going to have to decide, do I immediately rebuy a CV, or does he buy units to continue whatever aggressive action?
CV.
Yeah, it is the CV.
Yeah, that definitely slows down Moto Gang as time and again.
Yeah.
Moto Gang's kind of like Steel Division 2 Maverick. You gotta be aggressive early on, and that definitely just having to rebuy the CV is gonna screw him up. Because he is making a big play for Delta, and he does have arguably the better side to push the 2-pointer, as you do have a good amount of forest to cover yourself in Delta.
Yeah, I agree with you that I think that is the better side. The only problem I have with it is that he's going against Mech in this pretty small area here. Now, there's a lot of room he can kind of flex on either direction if he wants to, but the longer this game goes on, I don't know, that's going to be a hard spot to... he'll annihilate these Grenadiers, that's not an issue. But like we can see, Panzer Grenadiers in the Martyr 2 already on the way, Stalk Trooping and the YPR, I believe, coming. The reservist spam of the poor Netherlands farm boys, they've been mobilized, and they're being sent to the front in the AMX-13. It's going to be Mech action going down in Delta.
Yeah, it's just going to be an absolute grind here. I find it actually quite interesting how Nick Demands has kept all his XA transports back. He's not pushing them in the forest.
Yeah.
Is he going to, try to do some mass, fast move down the road action later on? It's kind of like saving coupons to go to the grocery store and then eventually get to the counter and it's like, okay, hit me, bitch. I'm getting all of this for 20% off.
Or it's like me, when the coupon prints out the machine, I just leave it there. Because I cannot be bothered to hold on to those physical coupons. That's just
pain.
I don't got that in me. But yeah, I don't know, it would be really funny if he just rolled up with a giant XA spam at some point in the game. Though, these Martyr 2s here with Panzer Grenadier 90s, so there's 3 Martyr 2s, 3 Panzer Grenadier 90, might as well be a tank for the current unit composition that Nick Demand has. Nice little bit of base defense. Shout out here to pro-communists getting base defense up around his CV. For all the new players out there, please make sure you do that.
Yeah, especially on this map. There's so many rooms and angles for you to get cheesed on. You just a little bit of base defense goes a long bloody way.
Yeah, that was Stalk Trooper 90, and you can see right here with the YPR, that's going to be nasty. Panzer Grid's now pushing up with Martyr 2 support. And this force here, while this Rano Jakari along with some Finnish Terminators ring, they're not going to beat that kind of push. That's just, you're asking too much of your Special Force infantry. So, because, I don't know, this is going to be hard. This is the problem with Moto right here, is that when you get into a sustained frontal engagement against anyone, but especially a Mech deck, it can go real poorly at times.
Yeah, he may have a little bit of an advantage if he can catch some of these dudes out in the open, but most of them have been able to get into the forest. And yeah, it's a shock on elite fight, but there's many more shock troops to really bring the shock. But here we go, the XA cavalry is coming in. See how much damage you can actually do to help him win this fight.
Yeah, the cavalry's coming in, but now so are the Martyr 2s for pro-communist right here. And you can see these Panzer Grenadiers going for kind of like a loop. We'll see if they can pick off... Actually, if they pick off the mod or the KT in the back. Oh, the mortar's way up here too for Nick Demand. Yeah, He's got a Death Wish along with a Luke's engaging an MI-17. Both of them coming in. It's nasty in this forest.
Yeah, and honestly, Kommyunst does a very good job outmaneuvering. He's kind of put Nick the Man in the cauldron. Gonna be... Oh, using the F-104 trying to snipe MI-17 gets the kill. And now
MI-17 down.
Flanking with the Marder 2s to cut off reinforcements, but as rocket artillery, things are close on the Ranikos.
Yeah, it's broken arrow on that forest right there, right on top of the round Jakaris, because the Jurgen trying to get that nasty shots in here. But it's not going to be enough. The Marder 2s have broken through like they're in World War II right now, and all they got to do is push... Oh, no, the Salamander there to push them back and at least buy Nick some time.
Yeah, very good job.
A recon chopper went deep into Charlie.
How the hell did he get... Yeah, and you got the Luke's as well.
And the Luke's on the backside. Now, the Luke's will be engaged by the Jakari there, though they only have the base law. There's a KT, but this BO, he's going to be stanking it up in Alpha, and he might spot this CV, will he?
Yeah, well, he definitely got a shot down by it.
Yeah, the Poles said, nah, get that weak shit out of here.
And the Yukari's doing their job, holding the line. But no, it definitely ruins momentum here for Nick the Man. He had something very good going on, but, you know, like you said, tight corridor, Mech fight, they're just going to win.
Yeah, I think that at this point now, if you're Nick, that any chance of going for the two-pointer is completely gone. He needs to shift focus somewhere else, and that focus should be Bravo. He can have some success there. It is a large area. It'll be hard for pro-communists to get consistent reinforcements there. At least, you know, get them, deploy them. Oh, there's a 106.
Yeah, he's really trying to get the base defense snipe.
Oh, no, now he's just chilling. I don't know what he's doing. He's on a little stroll through the, you know, Asian countryside right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, more infantry coming up. Yeah, more infantry, which I believe Jakari is coming up for Nick towards the middle here. Because if you're pro-communist, I think the move is Alpha. Like, get it going, get a little bit of armor. Hey, look at him. He's got 2 M110s back there already.
Oh.
I mean, we don't see the M110 brought out that often. It's, you know, the less sexy. It's the least sexy of the big artillery pieces in my mind. I'm very pro Malka, but he almost sniped that CV.
Yeah, and honestly, it might have to be a pretty good play. So it's very weird also seeing mech decks bring in artillery, because it also means you have to bring the fob, and now it's not exactly the meta play. But getting out earlier on means you have more chance of gaining value, and especially against Finpo Moto, where they really have to, you know, utilize those rank 90 runs. If you can counter battery at, that's a very worthwhile kill.
Oh, absolutely. If you can blap the Rack 91, you have a huge advantage here. But same like with the sniping ability of the 110s. It's why I'm a big fan of the big heavy artillery. It's just they have so much power behind them, and if your opponent's sleeping, you know, he's not paying attention to where he's putting some of those expensive units, they very quickly can change the nature of the game. And like you said, Rang, it can be a little I guess rare for mech decks to bring out the big boys like that. Oh, but we see right there, he just blapped that spike team. Just annihilated him.
Yeah, he's getting good value of it already here. We're also seeing Nick the Man is not deterred from Delta. He's got another 3 stack of Rana Jakaris. He loves his elite troops.
I just thought those were going to be Jakari, but yeah, that's a 3. They're just so expensive. At 35 points right there, and there's no support for them. You know, I love the Finpol Moto pick. I think it's one of the coolest decks in the game. It takes a lot of skill to play correctly. It's a hard deck to play, but it does have all the tools for a Moto deck. I mean, arguably to be the best Moto deck in the game. But I don't know if frontal pushes with Ronald Jakari are going to win. There's just the firepower, even of just AMX 13 spam of slowing down infantry blobs, is a powerful tool for pro-communists.
Yeah, it's because he needs to be using one of the greatest cold draw tanks, which is the Charioteer, to back him up. Just some cheap fire supports in the forest would go a long way, because the Charioteers can, even though it's dangerous, can deal with the Marder 2s.
It actually is good. The Charioteer is a good 15-point infantry support vehicle. I mean, it's obviously a tank, but really it's infantry support in this game. Now, he is bringing up the Recon T-55. That's one of the, second best Recon tank in the game behind the great M84AN. But where's he going to send that? That's why I just really wish you could see unit orders again. He's probably going to put it on that left-hand side there, Alpha. But I do agree, like T-50, Charioteers, or even the T-55 that you can bring for Finland wouldn't be a bad choice to maybe just provide a little bit of substance if he's going to continue with frontal pushes there. But, oh my god, look at all the shit that Pro-Communist is bringing to push Foxtrot.
Yeah, I really like this push.
He's
got the smoke, he bombed the ATGM team, but the rocket artillery's done a pretty good job, apart from the recent hit of his own troops, of slowing... Oh no, he hit the enemy troops.
No, he hit the AMXs, but that's the downside to like using the Jurgen and that kind of, you know, with the infantry not dismounted, is it rarely destroys the transports, let alone the glorious AMX-13. The flak planes are Gepard right there too, pushing back that Salamander, which was really the only thing there, Rang, to kind of hold up these vehicles, and now the Martyr 2, with that big old 50 mil, can work it from the back.
Yeah, and also just all the AMX fire support, the Akaris and the TC can really only do so much in this engagement. The artillery is dropping, and there's only grenadiers.
Yeah, actually, large strike package, 2 Hawks plus SG-22 with for some seed action. The Gepard's radar is on, so look and see for the Gepard to get sniped here, and it will. Nice pick there by Nick. This F-104 coming in too late to affect the strike package here. Oh, it's actually going to get... Oh, got a hit in.
It gets blocked.
Oh, there's KWS as well. Because there's a Niwa on the ground, and he's slinging them rockets. Or missiles, I guess.
Yeah, the Grenadiers are getting in close here, and they might just be enough to clear it out. There's not a whole lot left alive to support him, but they have gone into all-important factory complex, and there's not a whole lot of troops to rout them out.
Neo right there getting a nasty smack on that F4F, bringing it down to 1 HP. He obviously watched Rangaru's Unit of the Week.
Never say never.
Never say never. The 106s, basically, that's the Wombat, right? That's the Rover Wombat for a different nation. It's rolling up here with its recoilless rifle. I'm going to go ahead and push back this. Yeah, and with Foxtrot now completely under pro-communist control ring, I don't think there's any getting that back. The Moto decks do not have the firepower to frontally take entrenched positions like that.
Yeah, that's going to be tough, especially out in the open, because just a couple arbitrary runs will pretty much shut down any sort of armored, motorized play at all. We're just taking attention to the Delta. The round Akaris are pushing through now. Actually not doing bad. He's got good smoke supporting them to deny enemy fire support, and he's been able to pick off his infantry in one-on-one engagements, which has given them a huge advantage.
Yeah, and the 110's firing a little behind right there. That's the downside to them, that slow target rate. But an AH-64 escort coming up. Now, there is a Sergei mod, so it's a chance that this Apache gets kind of swatted out the sky. We'll just have to see. But yes, great engaging here by the round Jakaris. The downside is I just don't, you know, how long are they going to be able to hold that spot, especially like under sustained M110 fire.
Yeah, and also just, you know, Special Forces troops, just the
Special
casualties can just, you know, be a huge pain in the ass. You need to be able to get supply trucks to actually keep him in the fight, but he's already down to less than half, and now he's kind of been outmaneuvered by running himself into his cauldron.
Yeah, and the 106 is making a mad dash in towards Alpha. They are going to get stopped here, but it takes 3 helicopters to basically stop this push. And Pro-Communist gaining a little bit of leverage here. He's forcing the battlefield to kind of extend a bit, whereas Nick really needs to be able to concentrate here, kind of contrary to what we think of like for successful moto play, but he's pressing in multiple different areas here, which is also denying him the ability to really get aggressive anywhere else.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to really do any, you know, crazy fast move action. He's having to just grind out in
Oh my god, they just got annihilated. All the Ranjakari's dead. I mean, the Jurgen getting some payback right there, slamming a 220 into some guys. I mean, that's nice for him, but once again, that's now 7 Ranjakari squad or 6 Ranjakari squads dead. That's insane.
Yeah, it's a lot of dead Special Forces, and he needs just some regular Akari spam to back it up.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, just knowing how... Oh, and he has 2 Ranjakaris waiting the back line towards Foxtrot. I mean, maybe that's his only play here, is get, you know, guerrilla warfare style this thing and hope that you can kind of box pro-communist in and pick off some high-value units. But to be real, I don't think Moto is a good pick against Mech in general. Maybe on a nuclear winter is coming, right? I can see that. I can see it on that map. It could work pretty well. But overall, once the Mech player slows the game down and gets you kind of locked in, you're never going to be able to compete with just the amount of units he's throwing at you. And you don't have the high technology units that like a general deck has to counter it.
Yeah, and Punjing Valley is quite a deceiving map, because when you zoom out and look at it, it's pretty big, as the right frontage, there's many areas where one can push an attack, but at the same time, it's like 3 pretty narrow choke points between the command zones, and the important one, the 2 pointers, is just a complete choke point of death, which you've just seen, as there's many dead bodies in Delta.
Absolutely, and it's why we talked about early on, the initial push needs to be good. If you're going to be a moto player, you got to get success early, put them on their back foot, and then use that exploit that success with your speed and maneuverability. Whereas obviously Nick was put on the back foot immediately by a starfighter blapping his CV and transport. So, the counter battery from the 110 actually opening up here. Nick is moving his Urigan though. It's very smart.
Yep.
Yeah. That big old 203 is just slamming in the ground right there.
Yeah, he cannot afford to lose his Urigan, so good micro, yeah. Maybe try something up in Bravo? He's getting a CV up here to try to play the CV game. But it's tough.
Yeah, I think Bravo's his only chance. I mean, to be super honest with the cast and the viewers, I think Nick's probably done. He probably lost the game the minute his CV was shot down in the opening moments. I mean, it's true. That's just how it works in Wargame Red Dragon. It's a brutal game. It happens quick. I think that, he was like, he basically said, fuck it, I'm sending the boys in no matter what. But the points on this map, you let your opponent tick you for a +2 for any significant period of time, and even like 2 minutes is a lot. Because where's he going to get a tick at now? He's going to have to put a CV somewhere or snipe a CV, and that's going to be hard.
Yeah, and it seems instead he will be trying to push Delta. He's getting another Never up north, so he's getting that anti-aircraft defense.
Yeah.
But we got 3 elites, 3 like special forces troops once again pushing into Delta. I mean, the Grenadiers once again also spread out, but we'll see just how far they can get before they take too much attrition.
Yeah, a T-55 there. I thought I saw 2 more bots. Yeah, okay, they're on the way. He is bringing up an XA Musi. Oh, that's going to cover his flank, though. I'm surprised we're not seeing him use the recoilless rifle teams more from the fins. I think that's one of the best per price cheap infantry units you can get in the game. The Musti slaps.
Yeah, it's very good, and they also come with Mosin Nagant, which is pretty base.
Hot. As a fellow Mosin Nagant owner, I do approve. And we do see here the Jurgen's getting some nasty shots in here, but if you're pro-communist, the escort here, kind of, I mean, I don't know, I'm doing a little word salad right here because I'm not really sure how I want to convey that I just do not think this is a smart move for Nick the Man. He's obviously one of the best players in the game. He would crush me in a 1v1, but this is just, I think he's got some tunnel vision going on.
Yeah, he's attacking a very narrow frontage. And those 110s love narrow frontage, as we see completely blapping a lot of those dudes. Now he's even getting cocky with the escort, because there's not a whole lot here to stop him.
Oh yeah, he completely recognizes there's nothing behind him here. We do see the Terminator right there trying to get a snipe with its Igla. And this escort's going to go down here, I think. Oh yeah, the double hawk actually being called out, trying to finish him off. But this is just a massive signal to pro-communist that the front in front of him is weak. There is an AA. He's relying on hawks to kill a beaten and battered A864 escort. Double F4F. I mean, just see double F4F, zoom out, and look at the amount of shit on the map for pro-communist versus Nick the Man.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of blue stuff, I'd have to admit.
I honestly think a pro-communist just simply attack move every single unit except the CVs on the map, he would probably win.
Yeah, he's honestly that close. Especially because in Alpha, he's got 2 T-55s, but not a whole lot of long-range firepower here. It's just like infantry and some helicopters.
And he almost blapped the CV and Bravo, forcing it to have to move there by Nick. Good job spotting and seeing, but you can just see the giant shell craters there of that 203. And a big reason I like the M110, even though it's not the Gucci Malka, getting 10 HE, for 70 points is wild.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when that shell hits, as we saw that poor Spike team in that building that the Who's right now occupy in Foxtrot, just big RIP, pour one out for him, because you're just getting obliterated. There's nothing left to you.
Yeah, you're just dead. It's like the finger of God giving you a middle finger and a big one at you.
Yeah, God basically like, all right, it's game over. You know, we're gonna reset. We're gonna figure out what happened with you in life. You know, let's get together here. Because I mean, look at that 203 right there. Just it missed that sissy right there and took him down. 3 of them just gone. Bye.
Dead in it.
Oh,
Follow-up
they might die here. Let me see this shot. It's looking good. Oh yeah, 3 more dead. That one's looking like it's gonna be a killer right there. All dead.
One good barrage.
1 salvo each. 2 rounds apiece. Bam, dead. AMX is going to push up here and just realize there is nothing down this way. And actually, Nick buying another Nua, or Neva, I guess. Whatever. It's a variant of the Cub?
Yeah, I think it's just
the Cub variant. Yeah, it's not based off the Buck, I don't believe, right?
No.
Cub. It's a Cub, a better Cub variant. It's probably the one they used behind enemy lines with Owen Wilson.
Oh, yeah. Where, like, the missiles are in a 360-degree turn.
It's because the missile knows where it is, Rangru.
By knowing right, isn't it?
Friendly fire by pro-communist. Friendly fire. Dropping those 203s right past those AMXs. Those poor dudes are like, they just saw some shit. Yeah, this is looking really rough here for Nick. I have no idea how he gets back in this game.
I do like at least what he's trying to do in between Bravo and Delta. That T-55 location is very Gucci. If he was to maybe push from Alpha up north into Bravo, it'd be his best bet, rather than just keep trying to bloody head on into Delta, because that's clearly not worked. Like you said before, like, he needs to do something in Bravo, and the round Jakaris are actually getting close to the CV here, but the base defense,
the base defense is real.
The HQ section is ready to defend.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's crazy? Pro-communist anticipated this, and so now he's going to ditch, move the CV, right, get it out of there. But these Black Panthers, look at him shred right there. Them quad 40 mils. Oh my god, the Finnish elite soldiers, you probably spent a decade learning how to be a man. Just obliterated in under 5 seconds right there by that reserve Black Panther crew.
Yeah, just big blapped. 40 mils once again.
The other homies might make it to the 110s. The Jurgen snipe incoming here.
Why is the Jurgen snipe in the
I don't know.
The supply zone?
That might have been, maybe it was a misclick there by Nick Demian. I don't know. These boys might be able to get to the 110s.
The Apila
yes. Oh no, it hits the Flak Panzer and he lets him know there. I mean, he sees that 110. He now sees the fob. The other Flak Panzer, he's trying to catch him in the open here. Oh, barely missing, and then he's gonna go down. Oh, the Apila's. Oh shit.
Oh. The other 110's going to get out of dodge. The escort's coming in. Yeah, it's Rano Jakari's days are numbered. At least he spotted the fob. I mean, he doesn't have a whole lot of
no way to kill him.
Yeah.
I've seen it before where if this has actually happened to me playing Karma once in a 1v1, where he spotted my fob, he used the Jurgen to bring it down to like half health, but he was the Soviet Union, and then he brought a MiG-21 BIS to finish it off. So,
that's dedication.
Oh, yeah. And it happened quick. We're talking within like a 30-second period. That sounded like a really long like engagement process. It was very fast. So, I mean, yeah, I don't think he really has any options of killing it, which, at the end of the day, he lost more in the Ramzakaris there than he actually killed in the rear line shenanigans.
Yeah, and the Grenadiers in the rear line, on the opposite side of the map, might actually have an opportunity to snipe the CV, because Nick Demand doesn't really have that base defense.
No, not like pro-communist does. But a reason why, why do we tell new players running to play Mech? This is a big reason why. You don't need the fancy tank to win in this game. And this isn't, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, where that really dominated everybody's viewpoint. Especially the past 2 to 3 years, it truly feels like the best decks at the highest level are mechanized decks, because of just the raw amount of units you can pump out onto the battlefield. I mean, just look at this base defense. It's not even expensive. That's 15 points. That's 5 points. 5. I mean, he's probably got, 50 points actually in base defense?
Yeah, and
I'm not counting
so much coverage because they're so cheap.
Out, yeah.
Which is an important part. With Mech Deck, you get so much coverage for cheap. Because really, you don't need most units which are above 100 points. It's like a few you get. Oh, right. He's getting a gas to try to capture. Oh, he's getting desperate now.
Yeah, he's going to splam all this infantry in here. I mean, it might work. He does have the T-55, so he has armor, which is really important. And a lot of the infantry's been whittled down here. So pro-communist recognizing the threat here, backing up these 2A1s. But these 2A1s, they might as well be a heavy tank. They have 16 frontal armor, 18 AP. That's actually a Gucci-ass unit. They will annihilate their C-55s in a CQC engagement.
Yeah. I guess for Nick, it's not, he's not going to hold Delta forever, but can he hold it long enough? It's 15 minutes left in the match.
No,
Pro-Communist is like 100 and... Yeah, it's going to be tough.
I think even if you put a CV in there, the 110s kill it.
Oh yeah, it's only a bloody Jeep CV.
It's a Jeep CV.
Which is a huge, like, liability in a moto deck.
Yeah, and now the Grenadiers are intercepting the CV in base for Nick. So the T-55 here will save his CV. Oh no, Navi doesn't stop it though. That was a miss right there by the cannon T-55. Stop! They're trying to shoot on the move. And remember, this T-55 doesn't have an auto loader. Driving past. Yeah, he's out of range. Bye-bye. He said, good luck, Polish brethren.
Sayonara.
Oh, that's 2v1. Both units are panicked here.
Oh!
Oh, 1 HP. The other one comes in and saves the day right there. But still forcing a T-55 call out there by Nick. I mean, it's a Gucci unit. But...
and you see, he's very paranoid. He's moving that CV well back, and there's the counter battery already, because he knows the 2-3s are drop. No, it's smoke? Oh,
he's dropping a mixture.
Oh, he's dropping smoke in his own. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's smoke being dropped, and then there's the big 203s dropping. But right now, there's two... Oh, the Leopard 2A1's detracked. That's a... Horrible. I hate to see it. And now the Jurgen strike here's good.
That's good, and the Renault Takari's coming in from the flank here, gonna get the stop trooping. But good mortar hits from the Panzer mortar.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot going on right now in this engagement here. Artillery dropping for both sides. Critical, decision here by Pro-Communist. Where did he drop the 110s? I imagine he's gonna try and smack the back line there. Yeah, and that's what he's doing. He knows that there's something going in that position, so instead of trying to probably waste shots on hitting the Ramjakari with the 210, pound the rear line area where that CV is going to go. Mi-17's coming in now to provide critical fire support, but there are 2 Flak Panzer Gepards in the back here. This is the game right here, Reg. This is going to decide the game. So it's a +1 right now by Nick, because while neutralizing the 2-pointer here doesn't have the same effect as if this was early in the game, it is still important.
Yeah, it's something. He's even got the Ito 90 up close. If he loses those T-55s and long-range anti-tank fire support to keep his Leopards at bay, he's buggered. And he doesn't really have a whole lot else.
Yeah, F4F diving in to try and snipe. It does get that Hawk right there, but the Navy's going to go ahead and just blap it. Oh my god.
Guess it's a big advantage of investing so much into those heavy anti-aircraft pieces is allowing him to get...
The German armor is going forward. Oh. It's looking for the T-55s, and it sees it right there. Immediate miss for the T-55. 2A1's connecting, trading shots, and yeah, there goes one T-55. The Leopard's going to go for a little... double team action. Oh no, he's gonna reset and get it repaired.
Yeah, really the only thing keeping Pro-Communist in here is his special forces group and the squad of Spados. Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any fire.
Murked it.
Oh, Salamandra maybe? There's not a whole lot. The anti-air isn't fully in position, so you can use that Salamandra to... You're not going to really kill Leopard 2, but enough to screen it off. Unless Leopard 2 doesn't move.
Oh yeah. He thinks it's covered by the smoke.
Yeah, now it is.
Yeah, now she is.
Yeah.
That right there, even the best of players sometimes think they're tanked in the smoke just based on the dispersion of it. But yeah, Salamandra is going to get pushed back there. There's a Flak Panzer Gepard. You don't want to tangle with that. And this push has lost all of its momentum, Ranger.
And especially losing the CV, because he's got another one being brought up, but that's not more frontline units. That's not, a charioteer. We haven't seen the charioteer spam. It's right, he's losing. To actually, contend with those tanks. And it's more time lost once again, a couple minutes of not having the +2 sector neutralized.
Oh my god. Yeah, I actually agree with you. I think that, or at least something else to help provide fire support, because these Ramjakaris alone, they're not going to be able to do it because of the raw amount of equipment pro-communist is throwing out here. Sure, if they shredded the Grenadier population, all the men of the Netherlands, they don't exist anymore, right? They're getting massacred here. But the AMX-13s that they bought from France have been doing some work, stopping those units in place, holding them. I mean, and then now the 2A1's just feasting on them. This isn't Warno. Your tank will kill the infantry in the open.
You don't just use infantry like in Napoleonic line battles?
I mean, that's how you do it, in Warno, because smoke is worthless.
Oh.
But, once upon a time, Eugen did realize that a 120mm HE shell impacting a 10-man infantry squad would be pretty brutal.
I thought they're just trying to redo a Napoleonic game, use the amount of time to talk about Napoleonic generals and their death blogs.
What's crazy is I bought a book once years ago. I was probably 16, and it was a book on the last 2 years of the Napoleonic Wars, and it was great. And I feel like the guys that write the Napoleonic thing for Eugen today just ripped off from that book. I swear, they bought the same book, and they're like, we're just gonna put this in our dev blog because it makes tons of sense here.
Just use ChatGPT to write it.
You know what they did? They saved a lot of guys from going to the Wikipedia page.
There we go. See, it's saving you precious bytes on your bandwidth.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially for some of our viewers across the world, where that is, that really does matter. It's a priority here. They decided to teach you about the Napoleonic Wars and also why they suck at game development. 2 lessons at the same time.
I know. You're getting a bargain.
Yeah, it's a great deal. I love it every week. I look forward to it, actually. That poor Flak Panzer Gepper just got annihilated by the T-55. He saw all his homies die, trying to get a little revenge, but this the downside of the T-55M ring, where you could just tell this is not the M84, because an M84AN could tangle with those 2 Leopards toe-to-toe. That's not happening here.
And they're not cost-effective because you're paying that tax for getting the recon optics, but when using an upfront fight, you're not really utilizing the recon optics or the stuff. The same problem people have with the M84AN, where they just use it as an upfront tank. But even though it's completely busted and broken, you don't want to use it in upfront fights. You want to use it to be annoying, sneaky, and take advantage of the massive suppressor that tank has on its gun barrel.
Yeah, because you want to utilize the fact that you have the better stealth on the recon tank, and you're not. If you're doing some 700-meter tank fights with Leopard 2s, you're not going to get the benefit of the stealth, right? It's much better as a sniping unit, able to utilize its better optics and stealth to pick off important units, versus hey, let's throw down.
The final cavalry charge. We got 2 platoons of KTs bunched up together. This is desperate. He's got smoke dropping at least.
I just want to say the Poles really left the Finns out to dry here.
Yeah.
The Poles were kind of like, listen, Finland, you're going to do the heavy lifting here today. We're going to man the AA pieces and, snipe some airplanes. Maybe have a couple helicopters because we have fancy helicopter factories. But, you're going to have to bring the manpower here, even though Poland has, probably 3 times the male population of Finland.
Yeah.
And, oh, my God, all these KTs and the Leopards. Oh, my God, it's a lot of misses, though. A lot of misses there. The KT, Rang, you're a big Finnophile. So.
Oh no, the Akaris.
Oh, so it's brutal. The Recon Leopard now getting in the action too. Immediate call out of YPRs filled with probably Grenadiers. More of them coming. Let's just look away. Look away. If you're Finnish, don't watch. It's brutal. Trigger warning on the cast.
I'm gonna just sense it out and blur it out.
Yeah, you're gonna have to blur that out right there. You're gonna pay $5 to Rangaru's Patreon if you want to watch the Jakari get annihilated by the not Danish, the Dutch reserve troops.
Yeah. And
more
that's the game. Yeah, that's pretty close KD. Nick was getting some slaps towards the end, but once again, lack of fire support with his tanks or infantry screwed him over in that grind fight, because he had Communists on the back foot for a bit. He just couldn't deal with the 2A1s.
Yeah, the big issue is that you don't have the ability to throw down as Moto. That's not your skill. You can do it in the first minute. After that, it goes away, and without proper fire support, you can trade completely with them, but you're still losing. And that's what you saw right there. You can have a slightly positive KD, you're one of the top 10 best players in the game, and you will still lose against a mech deck because the kills aren't equal. Every time, Nick loses a Rano Jakari, that hurts. Every time Pro-Communist loses an AMX-13 with his Grenadier or Dutch Reserve Troop, he doesn't care. He's got 35 more of them coming down your throat.
Mm-hmm. And just not having that initial advantage. I mean, great CV snipe right off the bat. F-104, proving that it is really the missile of aircraft.
I also want to say, I think that should highlight to people, it's why if you're going to fly an infantry CV in a helicopter, you have to have a fighter of your own because you will immediately, and he did lose the game, I think, because of this. Maybe the deck plays on later, but he almost immediately lost the game because his CV was sniped, which was meant to cap the 2-pointer and put him, even if he had, like, the game had played out, as we saw Rang, he never got close to getting 82 points back. So you need to cover your helicopter because you're just opening yourself up. What was that? What's that? 65-point plane? Just drove right in there. It's garbage. It sucks. That plane is not good. And it dove right in there and pretty much from the outset won the game.
Yeah, killed a 135-point unit in total, which is not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah, and so it was a great game to watch. Yeah. It's fun. I love seeing Mech and Moto throw down, even if it's like 90% Mech victory rate that we've ever casted on the channel. But Moto decks are just cool. I always tip my hat to someone willing to take Moto out in a competitive setting.
We're very pro Moto gang.
Yeah, we are very pro Moto gang. I do think if it's nuclear winter, it's a very different game.
Yeah, that map was specifically designed for Moto gang.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Marine gang to go right up the river.
Okay, well, let's not, let's reel it back, buddy. Let's not get too...
Well, we've never seen support gang in 1v1. Maybe that's going to be the new meta 5 years from now.
We don't need to see that.
You sure?
That's not what we need.
Okay. Well, as we contemplate on that, we're leaving today's turret. Thank you very much for watching, and as usual, please just take it easy.